Hey Roscoe, it's Tuesday and that's my day. As you may or may not know, the Mars rover Curiosity landed today on the surface of Mars. After an 8-month journey and a turbulent last couple of hours, it eventually landed on time where it was supposed to land. And of course that means it can now begin its actual mission. The reason that NASA sent Curiosity to Mars is to determine the habitability of the planet. That is to determine whether or not Mars could have, will ever, or has ever contained life. The information that the rover will bring back will give NASA scientists a much greater idea on the sorts of places to look for life, the sorts of things to expect from life, the sort of signs to look for examples of life that doesn't exist anymore, and generally a better idea of how to find other life in the universe. To try and draw some conclusions, the rover is going to be using geological information, so the ground and rock. It's going to be using atmospheric information, so what chemicals make up the air. It's going to be looking at environmental conditions as well to try and see if life could ever have existed. I think projects like this really make you think about the universe in a new way, because if NASA, the greatest scientific community on the planet in terms of space exploration, is only just coming to conclusions about whether Mars, our closest planet, could have ever held life, then how on earth are we supposed to know about the other trillion planets in just our galaxy, and then the trillions of galaxies in the universe? If you compared space exploration to a time team style archaeological dig, we've essentially picked up one piece of grass and looked underneath it. That is all we've done. There are so many unanswered questions about existence off our planet that sometimes you wonder if we're ever going to get around to answering all of them. And I think that the frustrating but the exciting thing is that every answer we seem to get just seems to open up new questions. For example, when the Mars rover returns and we start really analysing the data that it's gathered, if it tells us that yes, Mars used to hold life, then that opens new questions about when, what killed them off, why is it extinct now, why can't it hold life anymore? If it comes back and it says that it could hold life now, then that asks the questions like, where is the life? If it's capable of it, where is it? Could we colonise it? Could Mars be used for something? If it comes back and it says, no, Mars has never been able to, then again that opens more questions about what types of planets are habitable and which types aren't. For the experts in these fields of knowledge, it must be so frustrating to know that in your lifetime you're probably never going to find any real answers, any tangible evidence of anything you're looking for. The universe is so big that anything could happen. I read a thing by a scientist once that said the universe is so massive and there are so many planets that for everything that exists on Earth, there is a planet somewhere that thing grows organically. So for example, that somewhere there is a planet where washing machines grow, because there are so many planets that nearly every possibility we could think of must exist somewhere. Hopefully this week you've indulged me and allowed me to be a geek about space a little bit. After all, last week I did talk about the Olympics, and put some links in the description box below. There's going to be one to a SciShow episode about Mars rover, there is one to the Mars rover NASA page, and there is going to be one to a TED education video that I found that talks about alien life, and I think all three are really interesting. So if you would like to know more on the topics that I've kind of brought up today, because of course I'm not an expert by any means, click on those, and I think those will lead you to even more, and there's a wealth of knowledge on YouTube about areas like this, if you know where to look. I have to go out now because it is Martin's 19th birthday, and so we're going for a drinking spoons. So Roscoe, I will see you on Friday. Oh, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Hewlett. Martin, how does it feel to be 19 years old?
It doesn't feel that much different, to be honest.
You're now in your 20th year of life. What are you going to do next?
Get laid?
So that's a good plan.
That's a good start.
That's good.
I don't know.
You're 19, right? You are a man of the world. What do you feel about the Mars rover landing earlier today?
Did that happen?
That happened earlier today. What's your opinions on that?
I didn't know it happened, so it probably won't work, because the last rover we sent up got disconnected.
Very good.
It'll probably be unsuccessful, but kudos if it does. If it finds water, meh.